Hello, friends. Welcome to the third day of our study journey on Saint Francis of Assisi. Today, we will reflect on one of the most defining moments of his life, his renunciation of wealth. Inspired by Jesus' words in Luke 18:22, Francis decided to give up everything to follow Christ in a radical way. This decision challenges us to think about what truly matters in our lives. Let's dive into this inspiring story together. Before we start, do not forget to like and subscribe. Francis was born into a wealthy family, the son of a successful merchant. He grew up surrounded by luxury and comfort, yet he felt an emptiness inside. He dreamed of military glory and a life of adventure, but something within him longed for a deeper purpose. This inner restlessness led him to question his values and seek a more meaningful existence. Have you ever felt like that, searching for something beyond material things? One of the pivotal moments in Francis's life was his encounter with the poor and marginalized in Assisi. He began to realize that his wealth did not bring true happiness, while these people suffered immensely. Moved by compassion, he started helping the needy, giving alms, and offering his time. This contact with poverty made him question his lifestyle. How do you react when you see others suffering? During one of his prayers, Francis heard God say, "Rebuild my church." He initially took this literally and began restoring a ruined chapel. But over time, he understood that God wanted him to reform the church through his example of humility and love. This mission led him to reevaluate his priorities and seek a life aligned with Christ's teachings. Have you ever felt that God was calling you for a mission? The defining moment came when Francis decided to renounce all his wealth. In an emotional scene, he even returned his clothes to his father, saying, "Now I can call only God my Father." This radical act showed his complete trust in God and his willingness to follow Jesus authentically. How would you respond to such a strong calling? After giving up his riches, Francis began living a life of voluntary poverty. He depended entirely on divine providence, trusting that God would provide for his needs. This simple life freed him to love and serve others without attachments. He shows us that true wealth lies in God, not in material possessions. What would you be willing to give up to follow God? Francis was not alone in his pursuit of a life of poverty and humility. Soon other young men joined him, forming the Order of Friars Minor. They lived in community, preached the gospel, and helped the poor. This new way of religious life revolutionized the church and inspired thousands. How can you live the gospel's values in your own community? Francis was known for his humility. He saw himself as a lesser brother, serving everyone with love and simplicity. He washed the feet of lepers, preached to the poor, and lived in harmony with nature. His life was a living testimony of Christ's love. How can you be an example of humility and love in your daily life? Saint Francis passed away in 1226, but his legacy lives on. He teaches us that true happiness is not found in material wealth, but in following God with love and humility. His life inspires us to live simply and seek what truly matters. What would you like to learn from him? And that concludes the third day of our study journey on Saint Francis of Assisi. I hope his renunciation of wealth has inspired you to reflect on what truly matters in your life. Tomorrow we will explore Francis's love for nature. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to continue this journey. See you tomorrow. Peace and blessings.